5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. I believe we are all attending this webinar to ultimately level up in our corporate dressing. How do you manifest the hidden you? Your values, your character, your manners, and personality, in brief. Did you know that one of them is through your dressing? And specifically, we're going to articulate under the corporate type of dressing. Louis Raphael once said, and I'll open with a quote, "The first step of being respected is how you dress," end quote. How would you want me to address you if you're wearing something that is not presentable? What do I mean when I say when it's not presentable? For instance, I invite you, and I happen to be the chief executive officer somewhere else, and I invite you to come through, and you're wearing some baggy jeans, ripped off. In today's terms, you can call it dirty jeans, shoes that are not polished, and your hair not combed. Apparently, some would say that that's a style for modern use. How would you want me to address you? In my case, I would think that you're not respecting me. I mean, I'm the CEO, and you happen to come through in such a dress code. Instead, I would suggest that you would come in a formal attire when your shoes are well polished, your hair well combed, and you're looking all sorts of nice because you're meeting someone who is a senior. How do you manifest the hidden you? Through your values, character, personality, and humanity. The first impression matters. There is a saying which reads, "Dress how you want to be addressed." Mind you, the first impression will always matter, no matter how you might back yourself up, because what we see is what entails. I know some would say, my dress code is personal. I don't care what or who sees about me. But what am I going to see is not that. I'm going to see your personality. The hidden you is going to be manifested through your dress code, through your dressing. And as a matter of fact, we're going to focus in the corporate world. Your wardrobe communicates a lot. You might not know, or you might know this, but it really does. It communicates your wealth, your status quo. It also communicates your personality, like I said. It also tells the other person that indeed you're a risk taker. I would say that if you're a risk taker, you would actually wear in those formal attires and whatnot, because how you're going to be addressed would be different from someone who actually wears something that is not presentable in a corporate world. And what do I mean when I say risk taker? For instance, someone who is actually in the corporate, for you to actually gain there, or even someone who is actually a middle manager or a senior or a junior, would say that, oh, for that person to go through all that, that means that person has gone through a lot and whatnot. That is an example for you being a risk taker. How do you manifest your hidden character, personality? Through your dressing. It is vital, it is important to know that how you dress affects how someone approaches you. I know you might start thinking that, yo, Loretta is talking all this. That would mean that my wallet will have to be deprived. No, 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 no. It actually means that you need to dress well. And dressing well does not mean that you need to buy all these brands. For instance, the likes of Gucci, the likes of Louis Vuitton products, Christian Dior, Mary Kay, if you're a female. What it means is that you need to know your body size. You need to know your organization culture. So organization culture is not limited to an organization in the workplace alone. It also means if you're actually in the business side, you need to know how a particular outfit suits your body. And voila, for whatever occasion you're going to meet in the corporate world, you're going to look presentable. How do you manifest your hidden personality? Through your dressing. This is in conjunction with Tom Ford, who once said that if you want to dress well, it is going to portray your manners. And as a matter of fact, good manners, end quote. Are you going to portray good manners through your dressing, especially in the corporate world? Or you're not going to care about anything as long as you've got the brains? Well, let me correct you. There was an incident, and I'll name this person as Paul. I don't know if we have Paul in the house, but this is just a random word or a random name that has actually come in my mind. Paul was a marketing professional. He was so excellent in what he did. And thus, he was invited to present his case, perhaps his brand, to the seniors. Upon entering the organization, since Paul never minded about his dressing, the receptionist told him that no, you cannot enter into this organization because you're not dressed, you have not dressed appropriately, or you have not dressed well. And so please go and dress accordingly, pertaining to this organization culture where you have to wear formal attire and not what you're wearing. And please, when you're coming back, comb your hair. Imagine how Paul felt. Was the receptionist wrong? No. The receptionist wasn't wrong. The receptionist was doing their job. In that case, would you want to be chased out from the organization because of your dressing? I believe that. So then, what is corporate dressing? After making my own research and others as well, I summarized it to being wearing in a particular manner that you represent yourself formally and also being approachable in a way that you are addressed in a respectable manner. Now, why is this important? It is important because the impact that it's going to have on you is surmountable. I would also give you an example in an interview setting, for instance, in a corporate world. An interviewee wears a formal attire, a suit, she combs her hair, light makeup, and with her flat shoes or stilettos. I believe we have females in the house here, and I hope you can attest to this. And there comes another person or an interviewee who's also female, but wears in a different manner from the corporate world. This person wears a mini skirt, a body hugging type of jersey or a t-shirt that is showing or exposing the cleavage. doesn't comb their hair. As a matter of fact, some people might even call it hair styling or anything of that sort, however you want to back yourself up. And then you're wearing shoes that are not even neat or smart or any way tidy. You're all attempting this interview. Trust me, the panelist's impression would be this person is not serious at all. Would you want that to happen to you? Now that's how serious its impact is. I can also guarantee you, when you wear that favorite attire, you wear your suit, you dress in so well, you comb your hair. So this is applying both to male and female. Put in your jewelry, your light makeup, or you just wear yourself simple and yet looking all presentable. How do you feel? You feel so good. Your confidence is actually highly boosted when you wear something that is your favorite. You would want the entire organization to recognize you because you know that you indeed have dressed well. Why do you think that is the reason? It's because it actually portrays your personality. As a matter of fact, for ladies who love taking pictures, you'd like to take selfies or you like to take pictures of yourself, full body pictures, and post them on your WhatsApp statuses or Facebook or whatever platform that you're in, just because you have dressed well. Why do you think that is the case? The impact of corporate dressing is vital. And people will actually approach you differently. So, are you going to be a Paul? Definitely no. Another example that I would give is that you'd have to know that there are some organizations that will be so strict, but you should know that people see. Even though you'd be like, oh no, they do not care about dressing, or this is my business, I'm the CEO of this company. You have to know that either way, people will still address you on how you dress. Because it is important that you manifest the hidden you through your personality upon your dressing. And it doesn't matter whether you're in this business world that doesn't care or in this organization, workplace that does not care about dressing, it really adds value. People will take you seriously on how you dress. And to the ladies out there, we do not dress to kill because it brings the wrong attention. We dress to dress well. And what I can recommend is that when it comes to dressing formally, it is best to dress in colors that are not too bright. Colors that will actually reflect you in a corporate world. Because there are some clothing that are suitable for some other organizations, for some other events, and not in the corporate world. For example, I cannot wear something that is bright yellow to a business meeting or to any organization meeting, or just me in my office. I cannot do that because you have not dressed appropriately, or I haven't dressed appropriately. So what should I do? I should go for those that have got dull colors. And when I say dull colors, I mean go for the navy blue, the charcoal gray, the black, something like that will add taste to know that indeed you respect the color codes. And also, it's best to wear colors that are plain materials. You wouldn't wear something that's zebra crossing or anything of that sort to a business meeting or just in your office as a business personnel, or as a person who is actually attending to office meetings or just being in your office, you didn't want to wear that because that is so confusing, that is so disturbing. What is paramount is wearing something at least that is plain, or you can wear something that has got some dots or anything of that sort. That is not too much of that. When it comes to the shoes, to the males, make sure that your shoes are well polished.
Good evening once again. Can you get me? So let me share a brief story of how corporate dressing has really impacted my life and how I've always endeavored to.
Thank you so much for assisting in that regard. Yes, taking us back from where I stopped, I will say, as a matter of fact, when you are dressing, you have to make sure that you do not dress in a way that people would even be surprised. Oh my word, is this the same Loretta? Is this the same Solomon? Is this the same Dr. Arts? No, let us maintain our dress code when it comes to the formal, perhaps a corporate type of dress code. You do not need to spend too much on it. That's not what I mean. Make sure that you live within your means as well. When it comes to the dressing, as a woman, would want to put all these jewelries, you'd want to make sure that we put on our makeup and whatnot. That is not restricted. What matters is how you present those. You can wear your jewelries, they have to be simple and good looking. You can put on your makeup, it doesn't have to be too much, because when it's too much, then you haven't worn to the right event or you haven't worn to the right place. Because in the corporate world, you need to keep it simple, but amazing, appealing, approachable, and in a way that you would want to be addressed as a corporate person. As I close, because I was about to close, unfortunately, good things must come to an end so that I can spare time for questions and answers. How do you manifest the hidden you? Through your personality, character, manners, and values, to mention a few. I believe we want to be addressed in the right manner. For me, I would say that there was a time when I was an intern somewhere else. I used to dress in a way that no, no one actually thought that I was an intern. Imagine, people mistook me for an executive, and I was surprised. Oh my goodness, I've been in this organization, yet you do not know that I'm an intern? Yes, they do not know. Why? Because how I dressed. Mind you, this was a big organization, so it was really hard for someone to tell that, oh, Loretta is working as this or is working as that. Only those that knew my post knew that I'm an intern. Until one day, someone told me that, oh, Loretta, I've got this opportunity for you. And I was like, when I looked at the opportunity, no, I do not have these requirements yet. I'm an intern. Because the requirements were too much for someone who is actually at the senior level in the corporate world. I cannot do this. But what made this person do that? Because how I dressed mattered on how I should be addressed. Is that how you'd want to be approached? I would have loved to see everyone's video right here because I know some people are wearing pajamas. but it is important that you wear something that you'd like to be approached in an appropriate way. Dress well, dress to be addressed. And I believe the next event, I'll be physically meeting you all so that I can see how you have dressed. How do you want your personality, character, values, and manners manifest through your dressing? Dress how you want to be approached. Thank you for listening. Solomon, please.
Ms. Laureta, this is the question coming from Ms. Janice. Is it an error if indeed to other events you wear all fashionable clothes, but to such events as professional meetings you as well put on all nice, well-looking cooperatively? Does it show or interpret something different for someone who is either a decided or two-minded person? So if I can just interpret the question, this really means like some other events you wear different kind of clothes which are not cooperative, and some events you do wear. Does it really mean that you're undecided or you're a two-minded person?
All right, thank you for that question. Dr. Arts, I'd like to ask you if I should be taking question by question or I should just compile all the questions and answer them all at once.
It would be better if probably we can have the question being asked, then you answer as other people are getting to figure out the questions that they are about to pose.
Okay. All right, Janice, thank you so much for the question. Truly, it would really mean that someone is double-minded. However, if you are in the corporate world, it is best you dress in the corporate side. When it comes to the fashionable events or whatnot, it's not wrong to wear something that is smart casual, because if you wear something that is too different, then it's really something else. It would really portray that you are double-minded. I think it would depend with the type of dressing that you want to portray outside the fashionable type. For instance, I believe if one is, for example, a female and you actually attend this fashionable event, you're wearing your miniskirt, you're putting all this cleavage and whatnot, it would be different to say, oh, so it's this same person who actually is in the corporate who wears like this. So at least if it's a fashionable event, it's also possible to wear something that is a bit covering or something that is fashionable, but in a way that it doesn't really create that double-minded type of person. It's important to portray how you truly are based on how you dress. I do not know if I have answered your question. It just depends on the extreme on how you have put yourself out there. Because at the end of the day, your first impression matters. Janice,
Okay.
have I answered your question?
Janice, are you on the call?
Yes, she has confirmed on the chat box. So I can say that it depends with the how extreme you have dressed when it comes to the other side. Yeah.
Great. Anybody with any questions?
Good evening, people. Good evening.
For inviting me to impart these words to different people. I have learned a lot from each one of you. Just because I was a speaker does not mean that I did not learn from each of you. I have actually. And I look forward to meeting you all in person, hoping this would actually be a physical meeting where we all join hands and learn from each other in a way that we also enhance this interactive session. Dress how you want to be addressed, how you want to be respected, and in whatever way will be important. Thank you.